Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden, and I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. Today, we're going to take a look at the Tangle Scena from Zentangle. Now, this is one that has, honestly, I really hadn't tried it because just the looks of it kind of scared me. so, so I don't know, I felt the need to have a challenge, and as I was looking through my book, I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time. Let's just take a look at this and let's have fun with it and see if we can, let's just see how hard it is. I was going to say take the bull by the horns, but it's like, no, we'll take the tangle by the pen or by the paper or something. I don't know. I'll have to think that one through a little bit more. All right, so I have put my four corners and my border down. And for those that, if you are new to Zentangle, or if you've never taken like an intro class or read any of the books or anything on it, there is a whole methodology behind Zentangle. Yes, it's drawing really cool patterns, but there's a lot more thought behind it. These are just 2 of the 8 steps in the Zentangle method, and I urge you to seek out a CZT. Whether that's me or not, and see if they have I hate the word beginner or 101 class, so I call it Zentangle Essentials, and it's where we go over the method and the essential tangles that we use more regular, just so that we people can have a nice successful time and also understand the other side of it, besides just the super cool tangles. And how fun is this? All right, so this one starts off with a curvy line. If you've done the tangle like fescue or done opus, this is kind of like the beginning of opus, but you can draw a little bit more wavy. I'm going to make mine a little bit more S shape, and I'm going to start from this corner. Oh, here, I don't like how that ended, so I'm going to turn that back on itself like so and color that in. It's still a little bit weird, but that's all right. Well, it's not weird. This is how it is, and then we go with it. All right, so usually I kind of, when I've been playing with it, I have it kind of curve back on itself, but that's okay. Which is also fun about this, because then you're not necessarily going to get the same thing twice. All right, so then all that it is from here is pretty much aura-ing, and then there's times where we're making decisions. So I'm going to just start here. And, and I'm aura-ing, but I'm also not necessarily worrying about, I'm trying to keep a little bit of an even spacing, but at the same time, so like you can see here at the top, I am tracing over what, the beginnings of some of these lines. And I'm also, because we're gonna take this aura, so here's where I started, and we're gonna take it kind of all the way around. So at some point, there's some adjustments that have to be made. And so that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm kind of setting up for a little bit of that. So I'm keeping it somewhat straight here. Then like now I'm just deciding I'm going to break free a little bit. And then 2, also trying to just curve the lines. And if it gets a little bit weird, that's okay too. I mean, it's nice to have them be straight, but at the same time, if they're not, it adds a little bit of whimsy. Just adds some interest to it, and that's fine. And then, as you're kind of going down, so like right now I'm kind of keeping them sort of straight. Now I'm going to curve them a little bit, but you can change the shape ever so slightly as you're going. And so this is one, it helps to kind of go slow. Just was making sure that I'm on the camera, because I'm getting all carried away here and not paying attention. And so as I'm looping this around, so I'm starting to, go over right here at the top again. And actually what's fun about what I've done here with creating, I like to make a curvy border because I like to. Well, it depends on the tangle. A lot of times I find that it adds a little extra challenge. But like for this one, it's neat because I'm taking my lines to the string line, and of course the string, or I mean to the border line. The pencil marks are just a suggestion. You don't have to stay within them if you don't want. All right, so now curving, and now I'm kind of, well, I said I don't want it to be straight. As I was playing with this, I'd end up with some straight lines, and I just didn't want that. So there we go. So too, watching where you start, and then as you go, but it's trying to find the right word for this. You know, it's almost like some of the organic tangles that grow out of themselves. But this one, so if you kind of go slow enough, you know, and like I said, we're making these like micro decisions and micro adjustments and course corrections, if you will, as we go. And that's kind of neat because you could just add, it's kind of like making a ripple. And so, you know, I'll add, you know, a little bit of an extra curve here and then continue that. But as I see it kind of ending up going one way, then I'm just course correcting so that way it will go the way I want it to. Now, as I get to the end here, what I have kind of done before is you come from this angle, but this is where, you know, again, you can decide, well, how do I want to finish this off? And I think I'm going to just do like this, but I'm also trying to curve it just a little bit so that it adds, maybe not that much, a little bit of interest or something. I don't know what yet, but, and then see, then I can kind of curve this way and that way just to finish it off, just so it meets. And so I think the challenge that I have is, this is more of a no rules right off of the bat. And so that always makes me feel a little uncomfortable. So it's kind of like, okay, I've got the squiggly line. It starts at the edge. Okay, that I can do, and I can color that in. All right, and then okay, I much rather have instructions for almost every step. And then once you get used to it, then you can kind of break loose. That's how I work. So anyway, so this one, I am very tickled that I have. I feel like I have conquered this one. And that makes me happy. All right, so then you don't have to shade this. It looks really cool the way it is. But what you can do is, so like I'm going to do this before I do anything in there. So like right here where I have, you know, I kind of changed directions a bit, and here where it's kind of coming from underneath this, I'm going to add some graphite right there. And let's just spread that out with the tortillon and see what it looks like. Oh, neat. Neat. And so we're, you know, and by changing directions and tracing over or getting real close to the line before it, so we've added some just built-in shading. So you can just take your if you wish, you can accentuate that with the graphite. Ooh, neat. Like, and even here, I kind of have these were kind of close together, and even like right here, I kind of changed. Maybe just, a little bit going in, just to help with that, the going in type of thing. It almost looks like well, it's not quite a whirlpool, but like a vortex, and I watch too much sci-fi. This is like space. This is the black hole. It's all getting sucked in. Oh, neat. All right. Well, I am quite tickled with how that one turned out. Just really neat. And let me really quick. Yeah. As I was playing, so I have another tile here that I was playing with, and I did this same thing. Although, you know what I'm going to do with this one? I'm going to do this one and have it, we're just going to, sometimes it is just fun to play. If you know the kind of the principles of shading, at least Zentangle style shading, which is we're just looking, we know that, where we have the graphite and where it's dark. then that brings it down. And I might have to switch to my little golf pencil. We'll see. So here's one I did a little bit earlier. And this, I put graphite around the outside, but I brought the graphite to the edge, you know, towards the outside edge. This one, I want to leave it on the inside. And this way, just as a kind of a bonus fun with shading, just to compare and see what that looks like. I like having fun with kind of like the like shadow box type technique, where if you do it, and it might be also if I had a tangle going on the outside that kind of jotted in, and then you can add some darkness and really make it look like as if you cut this out, and you had like actual physical layers and not it's, you know, just on a piece of paper. Just really, really neat. But let's see. Ooh, but so what's neat is that this kind of pillows to the end, you know, and if I did something, maybe I'll color that in black or something, I don't know. Where this is, I mean, it just has two different looks, and it depends on which way you spread your graphite. So this one I spread it out this direction, and this one I spread it into the pattern. So just some really neat extra ideas. So I hope that you had that you have fun playing with this tangle, and that you have a lot of success with it. If you enjoyed the video, I certainly appreciate any thumbs up. Feel free to leave comments, and in the description box, besides ways to connect with me, and do check my website for classes. I am determined, so if you're watching this fresh, I'm determined to get some classes posted in the next couple days. Some extra classes besides my regular Thursday Tangle time. And I do encourage you to, you know, if not me, just someone, you know, teaching a lot of them call it Zentangle 101, or, you know, for beginners or something like that. And again, I call it Zentangle Essentials because I believe that you can get something out of it if you take it again and again. And but just to get that other side of Zentangle, I think is a great idea. So with that, I wish you happy tangling.